One second, I'm just gonna throw my AirPods in because I think the sound. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. Give me a little thumbs up if you can hear me okay. All right. Well, we're gonna give this a go. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I apologize. I've been off schedule with my live trainings. Um, my schedule in general has just been hectic, and I haven't been able to commit to any regular live training. So just popping on, totally spontaneous today. I posted earlier today and asked the question, are you a self-sabotager? Already have tons of comments with people admitting yes. I too have that tendency. And I thought it was pretty interesting to, as I was listening to a podcast today, to hear that it's interesting how we self-sabotage. Number one, when things start to go wrong and they snowball, but also on the other end of that, when things are going really well, we self-sabotage still. And that's the part that's, I think, more prevalent when we're afraid of success and we start to do things that knock us down a little bit. And then you start to get into that snowball effect. But basically, I listen to a lot of different podcasts, a lot of people in the fitness industry, where it can be quite confusing out there as far as information on different, you know, uh, fads or trends or things going on in the fitness world that even myself as a coach, I have to weed through because I have to understand if this is something that's I should be coaching myself or if it's something that's more. Hopefully my battery lasts. I'll try to hurry this. So I don't want this to be a huge thing, a huge long thing, but I just wanted to read you an email that I actually listened to on a podcast today, and I got through my inbox from another coach who I look up to. And so, full disclosure, I want to just read off his email. His name is Mike Milner, and I totally respect all of the information he puts out there, and thought this was a really cool email. So. It just says, hey, Megan, it's a battle of you versus you. You know what you should be doing, but you're just not doing it. You know how to get started or even start over, but you're tired of not sustaining it. You know how bad you feel after a trip to Fucketville. Sorry for the language. But you visit there often. It's you versus you, and every time you start to make some progress, you step in and sabotage those efforts. Sucks, right? In my experience, there are 5 distinct forms of self-sabotage that show up frequently. In fact, if you look these up, you might see my face next to them because of how frequently I used to do all 5 of them. I personally have been there with all 5 of these myself. So do these sound familiar? You guys can comment in the comments below too if any of these sound familiar. Number 1, you are dialed in and consistent all week, but overindulge and sabotage your results every weekend. Check, done that before. Number 2, you pepper yourself with little jabs of sabotage that seem harmless, like small bites here and there, eating off your kids' plates, and sometimes mindless snacks on occasion. Check. Number 3, you flex your willpower until a moment of weakness hits you and sabotage yourself with one treat that turns into many. The damn cookies in the break room get you the best of you eventually. Check. Number 4, you live firmly in the all or nothing mindset. This is 100% me. The minute that something is untrackable or off plan, the wheels come flying off. Check. Number 5, you let the daily outcome dictate your actions. If things aren't progressing fast enough, you get frustrated and rebel. Also, this is that part that I was talking about before. If things are progressing, you celebrate and you let loose. And then the emotional roller coaster that comes along with that starts again. So again, that's you are successful and you're starting to knock yourself down part that I thought was so, it kind of stopped me in my tracks. So then it continues on and says, well, do any of these hit home? Do they make you feel really shitty about yourself? Because they shouldn't. Remember, it is you versus you, which means you have all of the power and control. You don't have to wait for the right time or rely on external circumstances. You can literally just change right now. That should feel empowering. And there are 2 very distinct antidotes to cure those common forms of self-sabotage. So he goes on to talk about basically the psychological standpoint of realizing and becoming aware of the self-sabotage, and then the more physiological standpoint of nutrition. So, first, you should probably understand your personality. Why? Because you don't do well being placed in a diet box with a set of arbitrary rules that don't make sense for you. It helps to understand your behavioral tendencies, what motivates you, and what can be the most consistent with. I mean, sure, you can stay on the diet hamster wheel and hope that it works out for you eventually. Or you can stop guessing and start working with your body and mind. And second, you should probably stop under eating all the time. So, this is the physiological chronic dieting part. You know what breathes into your life, what breathes life into self sabotage is chronic dieting, constantly restricting and depriving. The weekend indulgences, the nighttime snacking, the lack of control around certain foods, the all or nothing mindset, all of it is fueled by your constant pursuit of eating less. It's amazing what happens when you actually prime your metabolism and give your body what it's asking for. You'll walk by the cookies in the break room and be like, oh, that's strange. I don't really want one today. Then the next day, you'll be like, oh, they look good today. I think I'll have one. And that'll be it. You won't think twice. You'll just keep living. If it sounds simple, it is. But it is you versus you, and you love to talk yourself out of making a real change. I'm not saying anything you don't already know. You've got excuses on top of excuses. And sometimes it's easier to hold on to them than it is to get uncomfortable and make a change. Once you let go, it's a vulnerable place to be. It's also necessary if you want to achieve your goals. If you want to finally end the years of self-sabotage, the nice part is discomfort is temporary. The pain of staying the same is forever. One will show you things about yourself that you never imagined possible. The other will eat at your soul until you know deep down that you're capable of more. And as always, it's your choice. You got to own it. So I thought that was super powerful today, in realizing when you are, starting to get these self-sabotage tendencies, being aware of them and what you can do the next time they start to creep in. So again, comment below if you've experienced any, and if there's anything that, I went through quickly on his take on this. This is not my words, but it hit me, especially today. I just felt I needed to read that email to you guys. So comment below after you hear this. Anything you've noticed when you start to self-sabotage that helps you, I'd love to hear it. Take care.